it's always awesome to get as many new people in as possible, actually. So thank you for coming by. We're really glad to have you. Anyway, so on to the cartoon news for the week, because the week has been really, really busy. Like, more so than usual. Why, you may ask? I'll tell you why, exactly. There was a little event that happened this weekend. Something you may have heard of. It was called San Diego Comic-Con. San Diego Comic Convention happened over the weekend, and there was a lot that got released. A lot of stuff happened. A lot of, just more so than it usually happens over the weekend, happened, and so, yeah, there was a lot of announcements being made. Every major film company and all the major cartoon studios all had something to announce to the public. And so, yeah, it's not just comics, trust me, everything in the nerd culture gets there. So there was a lot to cover from all the announcements there. So let's move on to the first thing, which does not make me very happy to report on, but it exists, so I kind of have to. The first thing is coming at you all the way from Nickelodeon. I'll start with Nickelodeon first, the big orange slime logo that they have. Okay, what did they announce exactly? Well, they had Butch Hartman, the creator of Fairly OddParents and Danny Phantom, and also T.U.F.F. Puppy there, who's going to probably break a few of your hearts. I'm just warning you right now, he's going to break some of your hearts. First up, well, T.U.F.F. Puppy is getting more episodes, and so is Fairly OddParents, which is good or bad, however you're gonna call it there. I don't mind T.U.F.F. Puppy so much. It's not as ambitious, maybe, as it could be, but it's not a bad show. It's a pretty decent cartoon with a good art style to it. That's getting extra episodes, and there's also going to be a special called, get this, Happy Halloween, get it, because he's a dog, that's going to be airing coming up in Halloween. So that's that. But that's not the disappointment. The disappointment here is that Fairly OddParents, which has been going since the late 90s and is still going, is adding another character to the whole thing. One more character to the list. They already have a baby, now they're adding a dog. There is a lot of dogs. Not a lot of dogs, like a dog is getting added. The whole cast is getting a pet dog, a fairy dog pretty much. And yes, Chalky, I am Journey Traveler on YouTube. That's me. Hi, I'm Journey Traveler. Subscribe to my channel, YouTube, user Journey Travel. Also, subscribe to my Blip channel down here. I'm linking it down here anyways. But anyways, yeah, the whole thing about that's what Butch Hartman's big announcement he wanted to tell us was that they're getting a dog. They're getting a dog. So I don't have any more to add to that. That's the only thing. The show's been going on. It's jumped the shark by now. I think a lot of us can agree that Fairly OddParents kind of jumped the shark in quality around after Fairy Idol happened. That was about the last good thing that happened. After that, it just kind of slowly degraded. I don't really have more to add on that. That's what was announced at Comic-Con from Butch Hartman. So that's... Well, okay, there's better news going on, right? There's much better news. Yes, there is actually. Let's shift away from Nickelodeon, because I'm not too happy with them at the moment. Let's go into Marvel. Marvel brought us a lot of good stuff, actually. Marvel has a lot in store, especially since after the Avengers did really well, they've got a lot to live up to after that, actually. So here's kind of the updates that they gave us for. First of all, the show that you guys may have heard of coming up soon is going to be called Hulk and the Agents of S.M.A.S.H, literally spelled S.M.A.S.H. I can't spell tonight. I don't remember what that's an anagram for, but the members of S.M.A.S.H are going to be the Hulk, the She-Hulk, the Red Hulk, Scar, and this new character called A-Bomb. And there's a small clip that they aired at the Comic-Con that showed them fighting. It was well done, it was well choreographed, it looked very pretty there. So that's what we're getting next. I'm not really the biggest fan of Hulk because the bit I've seen, and again, I'm only limited to the cartoons because I haven't read the comics for it, has always been kind of limited. He's very, he gets angry and smashes stuff. The only interesting thing, of course, is his contrast with his alter ego, Bruce Banner, who's trying to keep it down under, is like trying to keep his character in line, which we saw a bit of in Avengers, which was a nice addition, because we didn't really see that much in the cartoon. So there's not really that much, what's what I'm looking for, it's not much expectations on my own part for this, but I am glad that they're expanding the field out a little bit more. Like, just give the other characters some more exposure there. So yeah, that's coming out. There's also going to be a new Avengers series as well, and it's going to be called Marvel's Avengers Assemble. So after Earth's Mightiest Heroes, which got cancelled, I don't know why, it just did, because it was a good show. If it got cancelled. Well, then again, Spectacular Spider-Man didn't get renewed, so again, some people are stupid on television. But eventually, the good thing is that this series, Avengers Assemble, is going to continue the continuity from where Earth's Mightiest Heroes left off, pretty much. So it seems like it's going to just update it a bit, make the style a little more angular, maybe, and it's also going to, what's this going to focus on? Yeah, it's going to be an epic tone, mixing larger-than-life battles with humor. So it seems like it's going to take the Teen Titans route of balancing humor and action together to get this grand show that is going to probably feed off the success of the Avengers film, because let's face it, that film made a ton of money. Just all the money in the world on that one. And of course, you can kind of tell that because the lineup is going to be Captain America, Iron Man, Hawkeye, Hulk, and Thor, because they're all featured in that clip. And in the clip they showed at Comic-Con, and who's their villain? Who's their bad guy going to be? It's going to be, let me say this right here, Fin Fang Foom. I'm saying that right there? Yes, Fin Fang Foom. Another character who continues in Stan Lee's great tradition of alliterate characters who all have similar sounding first names, because alliteration is awesome. And if you've ever read Beowulf, then you know how awesome alliteration is. It is pretty awesome. So there's your big bad guy for that series, and it's going to be, again, that's about all the details for it. So if you liked Avengers, Earth's Mightiest Heroes, and you like the Avengers film, you're probably going to want to follow up on this one. See if it holds up to the hype, and pray that it does not meet up the hype and then get cancelled, because that seems to be the popular thing. Our show's doing well, we must cancel it. Let's forward another show that no one likes and give that another season, please. That's clearly the good thing to do here. Let's give Fanboy and Chum Chum an additional season. That's what the kids want these days. Again, I'm being overly cynical on that one. And what other thing? Just a few more other shows that are coming out from Marvel, which don't have as many details yet. Keep track here. Astonishing X-Men, probably a follow-up after Wolverine and the X-Men. A show called Inhumans. Wolverine Origin, yeah, he's getting his own show. Also, Ultimate Wolverine vs. Hulk, and also something called Weapon X, which I don't really know that much about. Again, I'm just following it up here, but just keep the shows coming from Marvel, because they have the backing of Disney now. They have all of Disney XD to showcase their shows on, so just shovel them out! Shovel out the shows! Shovel out the cartoons, because the kids will watch it. Yeah, milking it indeed. Yeah, we can't argue that Wolverine is an awesome character and that he does make for a lot of great shows, but slow down a bit. I mean, take the route of showing additional characters there. I mean, for as much as I don't really like Batman Brave and the Bold, I at least appreciate how it exposed me to some other characters who I wouldn't have heard of otherwise. That was its strong point there. I just wish it was a little less silly. Although, to be fair, Steampunk Abraham Lincoln was actually pretty awesome. Now, I don't think Disney XD should be renamed the Marvel Channel quite yet, because that would imply that Disney doesn't own Marvel's soul. It should be like Disney XD, like the giant mouse logo, with like this little X at the bottom, like featuring Marvel. Like, you know how rappers have like guest rappers on their songs, and it has like Bruno Mars featuring Shania Twain or whatever on it. Yeah, 4 Wolverine shows pretty much. Let's hope Steve Bloom keeps his job on that one. So. Yeah, that's what you're going to expect from Marvel in the upcoming years, in the upcoming everything. But as well as talking about Disney, who owns Marvel's soul, pretty much, we have something else, which, again, this is going to make lots of people very happy. And I already posted this on before, but just in case you missed it, just in case you missed this, and you didn't have your reaction, Phineas and Ferb crossover with the Marvel superheroes. As if we didn't have enough Marvel character anything now, Phineas and Ferb crossover with that. Now, to be fair, this would make sense. Like, some crossovers are completely irrelevant. Like, a couple years ago, the Lilo and Stitch TV series had crossovers with all the major cartoons on its channel at the time that didn't always fit. Like, they felt tacked on. This will work. This makes sense. You have the ultimate summer party show, Phineas and Ferb, meeting with the ultimate kids' dream superhero everything, meeting up for this one grand crossover event that it seems to fit. Like, I couldn't have picked a better show to cross over with Marvel with. Like, I mean, aside from, like, maybe a DC show crossing over, but again, that will never happen. That will never happen in our lives. There's going to be a lot of people who are excited about this one. Me personally, I want to see it just to see if they play it up for as silly as it can be. Because I can picture this being like Phineas Ferb characters freaking out. It's like, oh my god, there's Marvel characters here. Like, like the bullies are all like, oh my god, you're the Hulk, you're my hero. And like the heroes are all like trying to figure out, why are we helping these small children, sort of thing. Isn't this like not really our kind of thing? And just, what is Candace gonna do in the whole thing? And Perry the Platypus meeting up with some of the other agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or something like that. Imagine that, a platypus secret agent working for S.H.I.E.L.D. I would watch that. Give me a feature-length movie about that. I would love the heck out of that. I know that Phineas and Ferb has like maybe lost its steam a little bit, like, because it came out back in 2008, I think. Maybe it came out in the year that High School Musical 2 came out. So I know the premiere was right after High School Musical 2. I think it was like 2007 or something like that. But anyways, the show has kept going, and it hasn't gotten stale, at least something like that. It has potential for limitless everything. So this crossover is the next big step. This is the evolution of cartoons. Just everything being awesome. Hold that thought. And Jenny just ruined my recording, and now I have to go back and edit this. Sorry about that. Jenny was playing like her cell phone, had like an alarm on it and everything like that. So, no, not that button. That caused a nuclear reaction. Not a meltdown. Yeah, I could use sound effects, I'm sure. No, I'm not firing nukes just yet. Don't worry, I'll not do that just yet. Okay. So yeah, that's most of the major animation updates from San Diego Comic-Con that I read about. I didn't actually find anything from Cartoon Network exactly. The only things that they're updating on, they didn't seem to update for Comic-Con. Like, they didn't give us updates there. Like, we know that there's going to be a Dragons Riders of Berk TV series. We know that we got Beware the Batman coming out. We got Teen Titans Go series coming out. So nothing major from Cartoon Network really on that front. So I don't know. Maybe I just missed something. If I did, I'll make like a update at the bottom here. I didn't find any news on Thundercats. I didn't. I looked and I couldn't find anything. If I find it, I will let you know later. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me here at NoahClue. So yeah, and we got the Ben 10 thing as well. So I guess the only other thing to update is, again, a Disney update. This is actually a small video link, so if you want to watch this, it's all yours. There was a panel they had that both showed updates from the Tron Uprising show, and also Motorcity, which has thankfully been getting the exposure I wanted it to, because I really like Motorcity. I really liked it. And I'm really glad that it's not been getting, like, the lack of attention. Like, I know Megas XLR, when it was airing, did not get the exposure that it deserved. So I'm really glad that we're getting the proper exposure now for Motorcity. And they just showed, like, just some behind-the-scenes clips, and they talked with the studio and stuff like that, and the voice actors and the producers. So that's just good news for my own like. So if you like Motorcity and you want to support it, be thankful now, because it's apparently getting the exposure that it was destined to get all along, and I'm very grateful for that. I am very grateful for that, because too many times you see shows that you think should get more exposure, but they don't get the fan base for it. Like, they may get support for it, they may be critically acclaimed, but they don't get the numbers for it, they don't get the fan base for it. So, I mean, obvious example would be Symbiotic Titan. That didn't get nearly the numbers that it needed, so, you know, that's about all that, all the reason you need to support the shows you get. If you see a show that you like, give it the support that it deserves. Don't be shy about it. Go ahead and say that you're an avid fan of it without, you know, going over the top. Don't be crazy or anything like that. Crazier, I should say. And yeah, that's it. And there's what else is it? There's another show coming out called Ninth Grade Ninja, which I did not see any particular particular updates for it, besides the fact that it exists. But if you're watching Disney XD, and you're sick of all the Marvel stuff, keep an eye out for a show called 9th Grade Ninja. Apparently, a high school freshman decides to become a ninja. There was a lot of updates for comic books, and lots of dub work, and anime, and pretty much every other field out there, which is good, because it's not just comic convention, it's every nerd culture convention out there. So we got updates for cartoons to go with that. So that is awesome. That is really, really awesome. So that is the updates from San Diego Comic-Con, and that's pretty much the reason that even if you don't get to go, you still get the updates for it later. And if you do live in the area and you can go to it, by all means go, because, I mean, it must be a lot of fun to be in those panels and meet the producers and just get to meet everyone in general. That would be a lot of fun. So if I ever live on either side of the country, I would either go to San Diego Comic-Con or New York Comic-Con, because I live right in the middle. I live right in the middle of the country, so I'd have to go in opposite directions to go to either one of them. But one day, I'm sure. Go and get to smell all the sweat and grime from other nerds. Thank you, Itchy. That's actually a very noble thing to have, I'm sure. Well, that's all the updates for cartoon news at Comic-Con. But that does not mean that a lot of stuff didn't happen in the rest of the year. Like, that was just the weekend, just the plain weekend. So, on to the rest of the week, if we can shift over to that. Just kind of like shift gears over to that.